YouTube, how we doing? Pass the prop back here. First time this week after we had our NBA All-Star Week off. We're back, ready to go. Join as always. Stu, how you doing, man?
Doing pretty good. Just tweeting it out here. I'm doing good. Basketball is in full course for me. Is obviously NFL season, I guess, for me, a lot longer than most people. I was holding on till the very last minute there, but excited to be back into the NBA weeds. Just put out some plays yesterday and today. And so far, so good. So I'm feeling good. I can't complain. Had a good night yesterday. Today's slate isn't good necessarily, but there's a lot of options. We got some good games, and then we got some absolutely garbage games. So it's a good balance,
For sure. My bet will be in college basketball today, but I do have a couple. That I have on the slate that we're getting ready to roll with. So I'm excited. It should be a good slate in terms of like scoring. And in terms of the games that we like, the shit show games, those are the type of games like that Memphis Jazz. Can you pick a better game, bro? I don't know if I could find a better game if I put two teams together for props for me, man. I'm like, okay, well, you get to bet all your unders on the starters and you take all the overs on the bench guys for Utah until further notice. So, but yeah, we got a couple of those totals, 235s, 240s, like 3 or 4 240s, and then, mixing a 210 here and there with obviously some garbage teams there.
No, I agree. And I was looking at that Jazz one. We need more options still. They don't have all the backup guys yet. But I mean, like, these Grizzlies are a tough team to bet. I'm not gonna lie. Like some of these lines for these guys, like Spencer, I'm like, oof, I don't know if I can make it that high, but either way, it's those kind of ugly games. My Wizards, once again, Wizards-Pacers, who played yesterday and are now playing again on the second leg of a back-to-back. Wizards moved from, like, the worst record or whatever, or, like, in line for the first pick to, like, the third or fourth farthest away with just one loss. So the Wizards cannot win again today. Like, they tried to lose yesterday, and the Pacers tanked even harder than they did. So we need to lose today. So I do like some Pacers money line if you want to play any money lines out there today, because there's no way Washington can win this game. That would be rough.
I took what I told you I'd take in those Wizard games. I took the first quarter because it was like 56, I think, 55 or 56 and a half. And I watched like the last 4 minutes of that first quarter. If more than 3 of those guys remain in the NBA after this year, Indiana was putting out some fucking scrubs, bro. And I'm like, dude, shout out to my boy Micah Potter. Shout out to the Badgers out there.
I would bet him today, by the way.
He's okay. But the guards that Indy was throwing out there, Nembhard looked fucking horrible. He couldn't shoot. I watched him shoot 5 threes. Like, these dudes are literally pulling up 5 feet behind the line. And I'm like, fucking drive. There's no one there. The Wizards have nobody standing in the paint, and you're pulling fucking 28-footers. I'm like, dude, this is criminal how bad these – relegate these motherfuckers. You can't tell me you can't find somebody else? Like, go – yeah, it was so bad. I couldn't even get over how bad that game was.
Well,
just the first quarter.
Yeah, and I will say I've watched Cam Jones for the first time since Marquette and NBA action, and he is bad. I saw people hyping him up because I think he had a couple good assist games the other day. His game plan is drive straight to the rim, and then when he's clearly got no option, just straight panic pass to whoever's on the – it's like brutal. So he got hurt, Neesmith got hurt, and Nembhard all like barely played last game, and they're going to be out probably today. So it'll be that little white guy. I think like Peters or something like that.
No, that's the guy I saw. Yeah. Fucking airball 2 threes and then dribble a ball off his leg on a one-on-one fast break. I'm like, oh my God, dude. It was just bad. I just have I wish I could give you guys better detailed words on how fucking horrible those players are. And shout out, like that's just saying like those guys that are good in college, bad in the NBA. Like Cam Jones was putting up like 28 on the most inefficient 25 shots. Everybody would say he was good because he's putting up 20 something points. I'm like, bro,
well, he was doing cool stuff. Like he had some real good games. Like you said, he was chucking shots. But in college, he looked pretty good at times. At least his a possible maybe like microwave score. Like you said, inefficient, but no, he's not that. He's just not good. I mean, I don't know. Like the passing was bad too. I was very surprised with the high assist numbers. But if he plays, I would not be surprised if people bet on him today because literally the only other option, because McConnell I guess is questionable. I think he probably sits. Is going to be the little white guy again, Peters. So and you can't bet on him because he's on a 2-way. So if your boy Potter, if they do post lines for him, I would bet them. I definitely would.
He can shoot too. I know. Yeah. I would assume he keeps working on his game. I know he's playing in Europe for a little while and doing well. But yeah, he can shoot. So like that might be something to look at there because holy shit, dude. As much as I like your guy who scored like half the points for the Wizards in the first quarter, Vukovic,
yeah,
whatever the fuck. He don't play a fucking lick of defense. Holy shit, bro.
Zero.
That dude was fucking horrible on defense. I'm watching this guy play defense. He's just standing there at the free throw line, bro. I'm like, what are we doing? Michael Potter can shoot. And yeah, he hit a couple. And I'm like, okay, like maybe take a step out further. No, I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that shit. So
I've been telling you, he's the tank commander. All offense, no defense. And he's pulling up from like 40 feet, by the way, too. He's hilarious to watch. We need to convert him off of the 2-way so I can actually bet on him, though. This has been the worst rule that we've had in NBA betting, which is ever since that fucking Michael Porter Jr.'s dumbass brother, we can't bet on guys on 2-way contracts anymore. So that's in 10 days as well, which is like half of Washington's roster right now. But there's probably enough Wizards Pacers talk from. I mean, I can keep going. Don't get me wrong, but probably as much as most people want to hear. I would just be scared. I saw some Trey Johnson hype today. I'd be scared. He only played 20 minutes yesterday for no reason. So if we're trying to lose again, I might. They already pulled Keyshawn. I might just sit him again today and have him not play. But we'll see what happens. I don't know. I mean, the Wizards are a shit show right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, we can talk some of these other ones. I kind of like a couple spots throughout the card here. But let's talk our favorite game of the slate. There's some bangers on the slate here, Stu. A lot of like 4.5 and under spreads, which I like. Obviously, Dallas will be relegated to fucking another planet at some point. They're fucking horrible, too. They're like, what, 16 today? They're 16-pointers. Nets. The Nets, I think, are playing another game against the Thunder that they played yet. Didn't they play yesterday? Or the Nets play Cleveland and lose by 40 yesterday?
Yes.
And now they're 20-point dogs to no SGA and no Jalen. What the fuck? What are we doing here, dude? How are you that fucking bad, dude? I'm like, you think like this would be a game Michael Porter Jr. would just say, don't have anyone else shoot the fucking ball. I'm going to put up 40. But it doesn't play enough. They don't even do it.
Why would he play, too? He hasn't even played in a back-to-back since 11-24. I looked through his game log. So maybe he does play. He's lying, but it's like, why even – if I'm Michael – I'm like, what's the point? Like, why do I even go out there today? Like, give him a day off, They're not trying to win games either, but I'm with you. That was shocking because you're just looking through, you're going, okay, no SGA, no Williams. You're like, okay, we got the full OKC tank squad except their bigs, right? And then you look at the spread and you go, oh, shit, it's still 18 and a half. And, like, yeah, it's probably going to be a blowout. Like, the Nets are just very unserious right now. And they also do kind of the same thing as the Wizards where they play, like, 40 guys. So it's kind of hard to bet on them at times when, like, everyone is getting minutes. Like, kind of regardless of how good you're doing. Like, I don't know. It's just a little bit tricky to pin down until we get some more injuries, in my opinion. Although I want to buy stock. The one guy, that Nolan Traore guy, I don't know if that's how you say his name. He's good. I like him. He's good. He's out of all the guys, when you watch them play, I'm like, this guy, I think he'll stick around and be pretty good. So maybe bet him tonight. But besides that, I don't want to fuck with the Nets, especially as dogs like this.
No, I definitely agree. There is some very bad players playing right now in the NBA, unfortunately. This is kind of, almost feels like non-conference season, for these teams, But yeah, let's start talking our favorite game here. Which one are you looking at, Stu? Obviously, let's not talk Wizards anymore.
Well, it's like all my favorites are the shitty ones. Last night I was up late because I wanted to, one, watch the rest of my bets, and two, I was waiting for the Baby Keem album to drop. Shout out to him. So I was watching these West Coast games, and I watched the Nuggets Clippers, and they're both playing again tonight. And that game, it was close, but it was like, man, I don't know how either of these two teams beat a full strength Thunder team. Like when it matters the most, like the Nuggets, I get both of them are injured. Like Nuggets, no Gordon and stuff, but like Jokic, he looked kind of all over the place last night. Maybe just first game back from the break. I would not be surprised if he came out with the vengeance tonight. So I guess I'll say the Nuggets Trailblazers. But for me, watching both of those games, I was like, I don't really believe in either of these two teams. My boy Mathurin looked good. I had a bet on him, and he looked really good. Maybe adding Garland back does enough, but there's just too many duds. Like, how are you going to be a legit team and start 40-year-old Brook Lopez? Like, man, it's hard to watch. Like, I don't know what the point is. So the Clippers are like this weird team that, like, they'll probably keep winning some games, but like I don't believe in them really at all in the playoffs unless Darius Garland and Benedict Mathurin just like level the fuck up, which would be kind of crazy. So I don't know. But on the Nuggets side, I mean, they have a weird thing where they're playing like a bunch of role guys right now too. Like they're kind of rotating Strother, Braun, Jones, who they just signed to a full contract as well. And just kind of like Bruce Brown, like it's a little harder to bet on and stuff like that. But obviously the Nuggets on the back-to-back can be a little bit scary. But I think Jokic after yesterday's game, I don't bet these really high numbers. Like I looked, I think it's 38.5 like points, assists or whatever. It's really, really hard for me to get there. Like on anybody, I know it's Jokic, but like I did consider it. I feel like kind of Jokic comes out and like yesterday was bullshit. He got a couple missed fouls. I mean, he comes out a little bit angry. And Klingon is stuck in the paint. He gives you a lot of room to roam around. And I just feel like Jokic is going to be hitting the mid-range and then playing quarterback out there as well. So that one will be interesting. And then we talked briefly, my boy Denny. Who's there to guard Denny on the Nuggets? Like, they don't have freaking Aaron Gordon anymore, who would have been the prototype, maybe the best guy in the league to guard Denny. I bet unders Denny against Aaron Gordon before. Then you got Peyton Watson, who's probably also top 10 in the league on that list of people that could slow him down in terms of body type, physicality. So you don't have that anymore. You got Cam Johnson, who, hey, was knocking down some buckets last game, but not the defender, and then little guys. So I think my boy Denny could also have a really good game. So out of all these, I won't bore you guys with more, Wizards talk or whatever. I'll pick one that I'm pretty excited to watch tonight.
Yeah, no, I guess I could be lame and take my Bucks just because I do like watching these younger guys play. And Cam Thomas has kind of made it a little more fun. I think it's kind of interesting to watch them. And I also saw that Thomas brought up he took the Pelicans last night. Yeah, I don't hate it. I guess my biggest thing for these games here is like, I think KPJ is a guy you got to look at for damn near triple doubles almost every time he goes out there now. Like, he's only going to put up probably like 10 shots now because he's going to be out there with fucking Cam Thomas for over half his minutes. And he puts up a ton of shots. Ryan Rollins puts up a ton of shots. But like, I've been looking at the double doubles market a decent amount on him because they're still giving me like 260s. And I mean, Cam Thomas's number is still really low. I understand he was super hyper efficient in there, but like, who scared me on the Pelicans, bro? Like, to guard him. I think that they're going to be putting their best guy probably on KPJ. I think Bobby Porter's kind of learned, like, he's kind of old. He shouldn't be having to be like a number one option off the fucking bench. So I like betting on those younger guys, right? It's spots here that they're kind of in like a dead zone here. So these guys are playing for some money. So I think that those are the types of things that I look at in these types of games. Pelicans should be able to score whatever they want, bro. Like, it's just, I fucking hate that team. I hate him. I have no words for how much I hate that team. There's just too many options. Whenever you pick Trey Murphy, he plays and puts up 20-something points, 28 minutes, and then he just doesn't play the fourth quarter. It's just like, what are we doing with some of these rotations on some of these games? So I'm like, I would not bet any props on the Pelicans just because I hate them, but I understand them. They should probably win as a team here in this spot.
Yeah, I wish I could bet both teams to lose in that game. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't like the Pelicans as a favorite, really, just in general. But I mean, no Trey Murphy for them, no Miles Turner on the other side. You got a couple injuries in play. But yeah, it's like, I mean, like you said, it feels like a whack-a-mole when you play that team, right? Because I just remember I took Fears in that first game where he was like the sole backup and he went like 0 for 11 from the field or something like that. I was like, oh, great. Like, you just forget, like, this is live with a team like that. So yeah, definitely some inconsistency there. For me, it's just kind of like, without Trey, who's going to score a bunch for the Pelicans? The highest line right now outside of Zion, who they doubled the fuck out of last time. I would not bet Zion points if it were me, is Sadiq Bey at 20 points. And it's like, I like Sadiq Bey. I don't know if I like him at 20 points. Like, I think he has a good game. I'd maybe rather take a threes ladder or something.
Yes. Yeah, I was going to say that. That's the only reason I wouldn't take it under is that dude might put up 14 threes.
No, agreed.
I would definitely. I was really right about to say that. So
even at 19, I would still be over or pass. It wouldn't even be under or pass. Like, I think he has a good game, but like you said, I like threes much more. I think the volume will be good there, but yeah, it's just more like, for me, like, logically thinking about a spread, right? Because I'm not really a spread better, right? It's like the second and third highest guys that we're depending on in this team for scoring is like Sadiq Bey and like Fears probably after that. It's like, there's more guys I trust on the Bucks at this moment than there. So I don't know. It's like that game is just a kind of a pass in terms of like spread betting for me, but I would have it more probably closer to a pick 'em, I think.
For sure. Let's get this thing rolling. We got I don't think we have any other questions in there. Thomas bringing up the he's liking Klingon points, rebounds. He's been good. Yeah, I'm always worried when I have a big facing Jokic because Jokic can draw a foul so easily on these dudes that it's like, the thing is with Klingon, he could probably hit it in 25 minutes. He's been that efficient, so like, I guess, but like, I just get nervous because Jokic is that fucking good offensively,
I'm just like so interested. I need to rewatch their last game, like, because I'm curious how you guard Jokic with Klingon. I guess maybe you just put a smaller guy on him and you keep Klingon in the paint, when he's out there, because Klingon just leaves you so much space. He's like, I don't know, he'll be in the paint the whole time. So I think the rebounds will be good. But yeah, I don't mind it. I miss the days where I was betting on Klingon to get like 14 PR, like back in the last year, but hey, those lines have gotten up there because it's deserved. He's playing good ball right now.
Yes, sir. Well, let's get to some bets too. I think it's that time. You have our lone NBA bet for the show, so I will let you take it away, my man.
Sounds good. It's McCain with an I as well. There's no McCain. We're not in baseball.
Dude, you know what that is? That's baseball talking. I'm in baseball mode already.
There's too many McCanns in the MLB.
Brian, the 49-year-old catcher, dude.
Yep. But no, we're going Jared McCain over 11.5 points. Plus 100 is the best market, but everything's better than like minus 110, minus 115. I like McCain. We talked about this game a little bit earlier as kind of the tank bowl, or one of the 3 tank bowls on the slate. Actually, it's not just the only one. That doesn't narrow it down in the modern NBA enough anymore. But yeah, what's the situation is pretty simple. We got no Williams, no J-Dub in there. We have no SGA, and then we have no AJ as well, who has been like a great like backup guard. So for me, the starters that are playing are Chet. He has the highest points line at 18.5 right now. Most sites do not have Chet projected to play full minutes today. I don't either. It's a blowout game. I mean, it's an 18.5 spread. Like, is this the game you really need Chet going all out? I don't know. And then 2, when you look at guys and how their games scale up, when the stars are out, it's not like Chet turns into a 20 shot per game guy. His usage takes an increase. He gets the ball in his hands a little bit more, but that's not his profile. Like, he's not a guy that takes over games or anything like that. And then you have Hardenstein and you have Jalen Williams as your bigs. These are some of the most pass heavy bigs in football, right? Some of the least selfish, like they distribute the ball well. They don't attack the rim very aggressively, and they look for their shooters, right? They look for their guys on the outside. And then when you look at the guards that are available, well, we got Kaysen. I love Kaysen. Not the most aggressive scoring guard in the world. Good playmaker, passer, great defensive player. Same with Alex Caruso off the bench, who's playing around 20 minutes a game. Alex Caruso, they just save him for the postseason. It's very funny in back-to-back years. His regular season role is just so like whatever. He's out there for a little bit. He doesn't really look to score too much. Like his points are 6.5, right? The only other real like boost of scoring you have off the bench at this point is Wiggins, right? And Wiggins has been kind of all over the place. I did see an interesting thing with their GM Presti talking to Williams at practice today. Like it was just a video of like the general practice, and one of the beat reporters, I guess, pointed out that I wonder if he was having a little talk like, hey, we got this McCain guy, we got this Topic guy back from beating cancer and all these injuries that he overcame and everything. I wonder if this was one of those like, hey, your minutes are probably going to be going down a little bit, but take one for the team. It's not the long haul, because we're coming off the break. You're 18.5-point favorites. You have some young guards who you just traded a bunch of second-round picks for. It's not like McCain was nothing. They gave four picks for him, I want to say, in return, and they want to acclimate him to this new squad, right? And I think it makes sense that a game like this, especially when he played blowout minutes in their last one against the Bucks, it makes sense that he would continue to not only get run like with the starters in real minutes where I think his scoring could be useful, but then he could really turn into just the number one option in garbage time as well if they are handily taking care of business in this one. And once again, like the guys that are they really pushing Lou Dort in this game against the Nets? Is he really going to close no matter what? Like, I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's one of those, is Caruso going to close in this game, even if it is a 10, 12-point game? I don't think so. I think it's going to be a guy like McCain. I think his minutes are like kind of 20 is like a good like minimum, but I think he could get up to 26 minutes. He's played 22 and 24 in back-to-back games. He now had the whole break to kind of acclimate himself with the team. It just seems like there's a need for scoring on this squad right now, and that's exactly what he brought over to this team. And yeah, it's also his birthday today. I don't know. It doesn't really matter at all, but I did see it on Twitter. I never want to put that stuff in there because I never want people to think like I actually like wrote this up because it's his birthday. But it's just one where when you're researching, you see that shit all over Twitter. So, maybe he's got some family in town to watch him or whatever. I don't know. But either way, I like McCain. It just makes a lot of sense. He's a bench guy over this in back-to-back games, despite only playing low 20s minutes. And I think he comes in and he scores in a matchup that should be pretty awesome for it against the Nets that aren't really doing much great at all right now.
Yeah, don't hate it. Don't hate it. I think the usage will be there too. I mean, I don't even know what they're going to play for rotation in this game, especially if it's going to be anywhere close to what the number is for spread. So, the birthday thing isn't something that like you led with. That's the thing, is like people will use it. It's a little different when you lead with it like that. Hey, it's his birthday. Let's do it. It's a throw in. And maybe he puts up an extra 2 shots, in that, but that's all that matters.
So your whole friends and family are tuning in, watching, whether they're there in person or not. It's like, it's not something that really matters in the long run, but it's interesting at least to put in the back pocket there.
For sure. Unfortunately, I know a lot of you guys, if you've been following me over these last couple weeks, since football's ended, I've pretty much just taken a full-on left turn into college basketball, which is my usual around this time of year. I'm still watching some NBA. I have like my certain guys that I'll bet, but definitely a lot more in the weeds on some of these games. So I'm going to be talking college basketball and hopefully continuing to get some winners here. So I'm going to get this one going here really quick. I am going to actually, I might just ask you, Sue, if you can line check this one for me because I only checked DraftKings for this one just because we popped on here. But I'm going to roll with VCU first half over 77.5 at -110. That's on DraftKings. We'll take a peek on other ones. I'm sure if you look at like Fanatics, they'll give me a couple, like a point off or something. But I won't be surprised if I get like a juice 76.5, which if I can get like 120, I'd probably take that. But I do like it at this spot. pace-wise, this should actually be a very fun game. VCU, if you haven't watched them, they are fun to watch. They are a press team. They get you going. If you're not ready for it and you don't have the guards for it, you're going to be in for it, man. You're going to have a very tough time messing with this team. They're a top 100 pace team, top 50 offense, top 100 defense. They're just good. They're a good overall basketball team. St. Louis is actually a top 20 pace team in the country, which when your number one player is a center, that's usually not the case. But they've been very good. I mean, they're 24-2, dude. Like they're a legitimate team, and this is the top two teams in the conference. VCU, I don't think they're going to get in at large. St. Louis most likely will if they can get a couple more quad one wins here. But this is a quad one spot for these guys, which is something that when you're in these non-power four conferences, they're hard to come by, and you need to get them. So looking at the first game, I know people will do this to me because, everybody wants a game log check and be like, all right, well, they didn't do that much in the first game. And yeah, I get it. I have the numbers right here. Do I expect a team that shoots almost every single shot in the paint to shoot 30% from the field again? No. I don't expect all of these missed layups. I don't expect all of these spots to do the exact same thing. VCU, press and free throws. That's what they're going to do. They're going to force you to foul them. And that's my issue here with St. Louis is looking at their numbers for team personal fouls per game per possession, right? 25%. They're right in the middle of the pack. Unfortunately for them, they're playing VCU, who's 13th in the country at drawing fouls per possession. This team is going to get into your chest. They're going right up at the hoop. And that's the thing, is it doesn't matter if you have the size down there. They're going right at you. The nice part is when you do that, you don't have bigs, really. They don't really have bigs to mess with Robbie Avila, right? The guy who's obviously the glasses guy. Everybody saw him.
Yeah,
he's still there. Yep, okay. He's still there. But they've had a decent amount of blowouts where he doesn't have like absurd numbers. You know what I'm saying? So the nice part for VCU is they run like 8 dudes over 21 minutes. Because they're just running and gunning, and you're going to have to keep up with that type of pace and running that type of press. Also, St. Louis does shoot a lot of threes, and they're very good at shooting threes. VCU does get you off the line. But again, 40 points of the 70 last game against VCU came from points in the paint. So I think St. Louis can pretty much get whatever they want in the paint. VCU is going to go up and draw fouls. They're very, very good at that. I mean, truly, if we get the right whistle in this game, there could be like 60 free throws. And I would not be surprised. And VCU might have 40 of them. Like they're literally just going to run downhill. That's the thing. St. Louis is good at guarding the three-point line. VCU don't give a shit. They don't shoot threes. They're literally trying to get to the paint and put you in uncomfortable spots. So I really like this first half over both these teams in the top 20 in first half scoring. Which I was not expecting to see. 41 points per game for VCU, 42 for St. Louis, both top 10 in the country in these spots. I don't want to have to play in that second half. I think the first half is where I'm going. The total's at like 164 or something like that. I don't want to mess around with that just because I could see those last 5 minutes getting a little bit tighter. These defenses are still, pretty good. But, I feel like it'll be a little more free, a little bit more open in the first half. I don't want to mess around with the second half. So give me that first half over 77.5 on DraftKings. I think this is a really good spot to get these teams before they start, fully locking in and engaging on the defensive side.
Yeah, I like it. Seems like a good spot. And I like what you said, too, about people like, if it went under last time or whatever. Like, it's like, do you think they're then going to play the game the same exact way as last time? Like, it's one of those where it's like if someone looked at me and was like, these two teams just played, right? This guy had 25 points, so I'm taking him for 25 points again. It's like, well, there's probably going to be some changes, especially from the team that, lost on maybe how they approach it, blah, blah, blah. So a lot of what you said sounded good there. Obviously, I don't know anything about college basketball, but I like VCU. I always bet them in the tournament. I like what you're saying about getting to the paint and being aggressive, getting to the free throw line. Those are the kind of teams I like. And hopefully they can keep it going. And yeah, this Avila guy, I mean, he's not the ESPN stats aren't doing him too much, just a quick look. So hopefully he can get another little viral moment from like last year, because I don't know. I do remember seeing those clips, but I can't remember what he was like famous for, really.
It was just the glasses, and he had some like, fancy passes.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I normally
they were trying to make him look like more like a Jokic type.
Yeah.
So I think that was his name. It was something like that. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, he had like a nickname in the tournament because he put up some cool moves and a couple like behind the back passes and shit. So but the thing is with him is dude's gonna be fucking pressed this whole time. So like you gotta be ready for it, man. You're gonna have to have elite ball handling if you want to make it through on VCU, dude. Some of these, like a couple of these first halves I bet on VCU, they're putting up 50-something points on these dudes, and like it's pretty casual. And they're not shooting the three ball well, right? I mean, they're just up there and putting up numbers on these guys, and I love to see it. I like to see those types of teams. They're just like, all right, well, we're more athletic than you. Why would I shoot a three? You think about this in a lot of these games. I'm like, dude, I'm watching freaking all of these dudes pull up. I'm like, all you have to do is take 2 dribbles and you're at the paint, and this dude is not stopping you. Like, they want you to shoot the three. Like, and now it's nice when you find a team that's like, oh, we're just more athletic. We're just going to score in the paint, and if we do, you're going to follow us anyway. So we're going to get points there anyway.
Yeah, although that does scare me a little bit for the tournament, though, because it's like, what if you run into a team that then you're not more athletic than, Like, then you probably have some problems. Obviously, I don't think that's St. Louis, but once you get a team that, an SEC team that's running all year long or whatever, then it's like, oh, boy.
But those are the types of teams, those, like, free-flowing SEC teams that will have a hard time with VCU. Because VCU is going to fucking run press the entire game and on your face. Mm-hmm. In SEC, you don't do that. Like, it's just like no team is doing that. Like I would love to see what a total of like VCU Bama would be. It would damn near be 200. Like, I think it would actually be almost close to 200. Bama can't guard without fouling. They're going to shoot all threes and go to the paint. Like I truly think we could see 200 points in a game like that. But hopefully, cross your fingers that the committee finds a way to put those two teams together. That would be fucking awesome.
Hey, I'd be there. And this VCU, was that Demon last year? Was he on this squad as well? Igor?
No, Igor was BYU.
Oh, okay. 3-letter names. That throws me off.
Igor Demon.
I bet on someone on VCU last year. I know but I can't remember. It's been too long.
I don't think they had anybody worthy of like talking about.
Well, they could have even transferred. College is impossible now. I remember like that Yaxel guy from Michigan. It's like, I remember I bet on him like 2 years ago on some random team or whatever.
Yeah, UAB.
Yeah, now he's fucking going to be a top pick or whatever, or first round pick.
He was player of the year in that conference twice, and then transfers Big Ten. Like, also, let's put this out there. I think fucking Michigan smashes those dudes. I think everybody is like, oh, I'm getting Duke as a dog. I think they're well deserved to be a dog. Like,
when is that game?
Saturday.
Okay, I gotta watch that one because I'm hearing a lot about that game as well. So,
bro, I am ecstatic to watch Michigan just fucking blow the doors off them. And then, I think I'm going to wait till like 40 minutes before the game when everybody's like, oh my God, Duke's an underdog. I'm going to bet on Duke.
Sure.
Like, I get Boozer's good. Like, I'm not saying he's not, but like ACC blows. They blow, dude. Like, none of those teams I'm taking anywhere to go in the tournament, dude. Like, I get Duke's got good defense and all that, and like that might work, but like Michigan's huge. They got a guy who can actually, match up with Boozer. And I think they're one guard. I hate Elliot Cadeau, but the dude has been playing better defense than I expected him to do.
Remember him too.
He was
no shot,
there.
no jumper.
Now he's shooting 41%. Make it make sense. I don't know. I've literally fuck, dude. I don't even want to get into it. I don't get it, but hey, good for him. But I'm really hoping I get like a minus 130 money line spot. I'm hoping everybody just looks and is like, oh, Duke's a dog. I got to bet him. Please do. I would really like to get a better line right now because it's like minus 140. I just don't know if I want to do that on a money line. So,
yeah. Okay. Well, I'll keep that in mind. Obviously,
I'm dude. And this is the thing that sucks too is like, I want it to be a nice race for player of the year or whatever. But Toppin going out, that sucks. He's out for the year. Dude's a stud.
Yeah.
And Richie Saunders going out really kills BYU chances of winning games.
Yeah.
But the thing is Debanza might average 32 points the rest of the year. Put up 35 on Arizona, 35-8 on the 4th team in the country. And I'm like, and the line still ain't moving because they lost. And I'm like, God damn, bro, like he is so much better than Boozer. I'm not even like, dude, so much better.
I just checked his odds. His points are at 25.5 for next game. I don't know who they're playing, but that could be solid.
BYU's got Iowa State on the docket.
Gotcha. Yeah, 25.5 is the points for that one right there.
What's Boozer against Michigan? What is it?
Let's see. Boozer.
If it's over 20, I'll take the under.
He's 21.5. 21.5.
I'll take the under on show. That'll be my live play. I'll literally track that one. 21.5 is ridiculous, dude. I don't think he's scoring 20.
What did he have last game? When we were on the show last, I remember.
Yeah, I told you to take him against I think it was Syracuse, and he went under.
Because I was going to say, I remember he went under in that game.
Yeah, I talked about it on here.
No, it was Clemson. It was Clemson.
Yep.
Yeah, Clemson. I remember that. It was like 22.5, I want to say, and I took the under, and So shout out to you for that one. Let's run it back. It sounds like you like it. I'm definitely down to put a couple bucks on that as well. So,
yes, sir, I'm taking the under again. And dude, if this dude's averaging like 18 and 10 in these games that they're blowing teams out, and then you're watching a dude have to do everything, how is that guy not more fucking valuable as the best player? Like, crazy to me, because this dude's gonna have to put up 30 in games to even keep it close.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're giving you good lines on Robert Wright, dude's a stud too. He's the number 2 option there now. Sophomore from Baylor transfer over. Those two are literally they're gonna score 70% of their points in these BYU games, which makes it fun, but also makes it tough when you're facing a team like Iowa State, who like actually legitimately plays hard defense and wants to slow everybody down. So, but that's a quick heads up. Those two will probably score 70% of their points.
Yeah, Robert White's 19 or Wright is 19.5 for this.
Yeah, and I feel like that's not a bad line, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
It was just when you have Richie Saunders, they would just all split. Now, Debanza he's going to break like every scoring record like in college basketball this year. He's already got the most 30-point games, broke that already for a freshman. He's going to do it for probably the conference ever, the Big 12 conference 30-point record. He's already at 7. Like, there's still 4 games left, and there's a couple shit teams in there. And then you get to play Texas Tech without their best player. Like, That's the thing is now Toppin's out. Now they get him at the end of the year. I thought that was an automatic L. I marked that as an automatic L. Now they might win that game. You take 4th in that conference, dude. I think that's showing me a lot, bro, than winning the ACC. Because the ACC sucks. Like, UNC now has no Wilson. Like, Louisville's good at scoring. Like, their defense ain't great. NC State sucks. Like, I like Virginia, but they're not, as good as, these top teams. Big 12 could have 2 or 3 teams make it all the way to the Final Four or Elite 8, which you can't say about a lot of these conferences.
Yeah, well, hey, a little preview of whatever March Madness shows we've got in the bank in a month or so as well, because obviously we'll be talking some college hoops on here. I assume a decent amount with you obviously invested and me just not really knowing anything, but a lot of the time, I still bet it every once in a while with all your stuff, so I'll be there with all the D-Gens betting in March as well. Who isn't?
Hey, win's a win, man. Money's money. Doesn't need to be much more than that, right? Just hopefully we can cash some more tickets and stay hot. So, hey, we appreciate you guys for joining us. 38 minutes in. We will see you guys, I believe, Monday. Recapping this, obviously, Monday usually has a decent college slate. Always has a good NBA. Always has a good NBA slate. But we'll be back on Monday. If you guys could hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Go follow me on my new account, I guess. I don't know. Hopefully I'll get something back on that, but hopefully that happens soon. And then we'll be back on Monday, normal time, talking some bets with you guys and hopefully talking about a sweep for the show. So have a good one, guys, and we'll catch you on Monday.